If only all Muslims were like you, we wouldn't have to wipe them off. So there's straight up like a genocidal maniac in his comment section. So the last video that I made was about Myron pretty much crashing out on Muslims for praying in Times Square, and he really went into a super massive crashed out, and he doubled down on X multiple times, calling Muslims goat fuckers and all that bigoted stuff. And I basically pointed out to the fact that he was catering to a white supremacist audience, And while I was recording, I was asking myself, like, is it like the right term to use, white supremacist, to describe those people, Because it was more of a guess. He was using those talking point that Islamophobe are using, So I was like, and the biggest Islamophobe on the planet are white nationalists and white supremacists. And I was accusing him of catering to them, But I was a little bit doubting myself to know if it's true or not. But then you just gotta take a look at at the comment section on one of his thread, and it's gonna confirm 1,000% what I was thinking, And it just confirm everything that I said in that video. So today, in this video today, we're gonna go take a look at that comment section and see how unhinged too, and how I was right about calling them white supremacist. So without any further ado, we're gonna just go take a look at that just to show you the thread real quick. Muslims are crying over me calling out their Times Square, blah 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 blah. All right. Now there's Myron like pushing away like a Muslim dude, and he's portraying himself as Nostradamus, or I'm not sure what, but you can clearly see he's proud of himself, Anyway, so here's one comment. Facts right here. They played their hands too soon. They may well have infiltrated politics, media, the judiciary, and the police, but they are too obvious. They are still a minority, and the people are awake. We will no longer be suppressed by derogatory labels and threats. Never surrendered. Britain flags Britain. All right. Now, as you can clearly see, this dude, without even noticing, he's refuting that whole Muslims are coming to take over argumenting. He's acknowledging that we are a minority and that we haven't even infiltrated nothing significant into society, So he's basically just refuting Myron himself. And this is pretty much the quality of Myron audience when it comes to Islamophobia and this whole white supremacist hatred towards Muslim. Like they're so in denial, and they're so blinded by the hatred that they just spewing out BS out of their mouth without even noticing that it's not even coherent, He basically debunked like the whole argument that we're here to take over. So that's how stupid those people are. Like you don't even have to say anything. Like they're shooting themselves in the foot, So I mean, you can make this shit up. There's another one. There is a lot of comments like that. Like his comment section are flooded with white supremacists hating on Muslims. If only all Muslims were like you, we wouldn't have to wipe them off. So there's straight up like a genocidal maniac in his comment section calling for Muslims to be wiped off. All right. Wipe them off the face of the earth, which unfortunately is what is gonna happen, starting with the Islamist regime in Iran. Straight up genocidal maniac in his comment section. That's just one like from hundreds. Okay, now there is a stupid meme. I'm afraid of no goats fuckers. Those like memes are so ridiculous. I can't even take them seriously, like it's just like stupid, and I expect no better from those dudes. My criticism, and I hope you guys, if you're a Muslim, you don't take it seriously either. My Because it's so ridiculous. But my main grievance it's with Myron, who claims to be a Muslim. He claims to be an Arab, but he's like giving ammunition to those people. He's siding with them, calling us goat fuckers himself. Myron, as a supposed Muslim, as an Arab, is calling us goat fuckers and really acting like a spy. You know that Mossab dude, the Palestinian that's always bashing the Muslims and the Palestinians, always siding with Israel. Doing the propaganda for them. The crazy dude who's always screaming Mossab Hassan, I think, something like that. Mossab. Yeah, 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 that dude. Maron reminds me of this guy. He's like they're using him as a tool for propaganda, and Maron is doing exactly the same thing. He's acting as a spy. He's pretending to be one of us, just to bash us from the inside, to to appease like their masters. Anyway, let's continue. So now there is their representation of the devil handing us the Quran. And there's a Muslim on his knees saying, "Thank you, Allah." Oh yeah, yeah, but it's so ridiculous. It's very hard for me to take it seriously. And as I said earlier, I hope you guys, if you're a Muslim watching this, I hope it's funny to you too, because it's so stupid that I can't help but laugh. Like they're really like invested in their stupidity. Like they're taking so much time out of their day to make a meme and present it to the whole world, and they're proud of themselves, out of that, just to gather 4 likes. Anyway, like it's funny. Let's go to another one. This one is pretty funny too. Islam needs to go! Exclamation point. Come follow our book of ridiculous Arabian fairy tales. Our pedophile prophet said so. Yo, it's so fucking stupid. Like, there's literally the same fairy tale in the Quran that there is in the Bible. So, those people are so fucking stupid. Like, it's basically the same stories. Just like different interpretation, or there is with some difference, but it's basically the same stories. And like those retarded are like, oh, calling it Arabian fairy tales, alright. You literally have the same stories. Those who are not citizens or white hate to admit they are guests in America and must act accordingly. So this is basically the argument that Myron is always spewing out, is that we only guessed here, we only guessed here. So we must act accordingly. And how is that exactly? If the Constitution and law give us the right to practice, to have freedom of religion, if the law give us the right to practice the religion in public, if the law says that as a citizen you have, or as an immigrant who have been naturalized, you have as much right as anybody else in that country, what acting accordingly mean? What does it mean? Because they haven't broke the law. So what are you talking about exactly? So here's the thing with those guys. There is people who wrote the Constitution, people who wrote the law. They went to war. They lost their life to protect their freedom. They lost their life to build the country. And you, Myron, and your army of idiots are trying to reinterpret the law. You know? It's been written by people much smarter than you or me. And you're trying to reinterpret the Constitution? Who the fuck are you? You're just a dude who's insecure trying to appease another insecure group of people. A bunch of weak men. A bunch of weak pussies. That's what you are, Myron. That's what you are. You're a fucking weak pussy. When Muslims are acting within the law, you're crying, you're bitching. You're the ones who supposedly free speech absolutists. But when people are practicing their free speech, when Muslims are practicing their free speech, you're starting to cry like a little baby. What the fuck is that? You're weak. You are weak. Anyway, let's continue. So now we have Mamdani with a goat in a hijab, with Mamdani having lipstick all over his face, as if like the goat kissed him or whatever, you know. So this is the level of maturity his audience have. They are really pity. Honestly, I've never seen any other community acting that way than a white supremacist or white nationalist. I've never seen, and you don't have to be white to be a white supremacist. You could be an Arab white supremacist. You could be a black white supremacist. There's plenty of them. There's the Hodge twins and Candace Owen. There's visibly Turks white supremacists like this guy here. Asian white supremacists, they are everywhere. So anyways, I already see like white supremacists using such petty insult like to try to piss off like the other group, you know. If you already had conviction in what you're believing in, you would take way more time constructing a coherent argument than just doing some stupid memes, you know? So now we have... It's just so retarded. This is like the audience that... Yo, Myron. You fucking pussy. This is your audience. This is who you want to cater to. You're so fucking stupid. This is your audience, man. Aren't you ashamed? Don't you feel ashamed a little bit? Like you're screaming at the top of your lungs how like Muslims are stupid and we're good fuckers, and this is your audience. You're doing all of that for this. This is the people you're trying to cater to. I love bacon and goats with a caricature image of Osama bin Laden and South Park. This is your core audience, huh? This is the people you're sucking up to. Fucking pussy. You're such a fucking pussy, it's incredible. Now another retard. Another retard that's using petty insult to try to piss off Muslims. Like a Quran burning with some bacon in it. But I bet as soon as you took the video, you quickly took back the bacon to stuff your face with it, huh? Because you ain't gonna waste it, that's for sure, you fucking pussy. Your people are so proud of themselves. This is why I love America. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was saying earlier. Like, he's shouting as hard as he can about his freedom absolutism. But then, like, he's crying like a bitch for a handful of people praying in Times Square. Shut your mouth, boy. Shut your bitch ass up. This is like a Syrian apostate. I guess he's an ex-Muslim or whatever. Those are the worst. They're even worse than the white nationalist, you know? They're like white nationalists, but on steroid. So I'm not gonna give them any time. Once again, like some stupid memes. Islam. How many more are we going to have to murder before the world realizes that we are the religion of peace? Wow. Yo, those memes are so retarded. Like America is literally the biggest terrorist state on the planet. Everywhere they go, like they kill. Everywhere they go, they kill civilians. They support the killing of civilians. They support regime change. They're bombing other countries all the time. You know, America have killed so many people, and without a shame, like they're doing some memes like that. Like they're really so brainwashed that they're really believing that it's Islam doing the killing. They are so deluded; it doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's see here what this retarded have to say. I agree with Myron 100%. They're trying to show dominance when doing this childish low IQ prayer groups. Start kicking them in the ass. Let's see what he has to say.
Although Istanbul is Myron is spot fucking.
Let's hear what this genius have to say.
On right here. You know, I lived in Istanbul for a while, and there's no way I would have gotten away with going to Taksim Square and praying there, and getting on my knees and praying out in front of the Grand Blue Mosque, Grand Mosque, whatever it is out there. They'd lose their freaking shit if I did that. Although Istanbul is in Turkey is a secular country.
So yo, this dude is so brain dead. You're saying that if you went to Istanbul, pray on your knees in front of a mosque, there's no way you could have done that. But how Muslims are like you say if you went to Turkey and prayed like a Muslim, like they wouldn't allow you. This is like the point you're trying to make. Like I don't get it. If you would have went to a Muslim country and prayed like a Muslim, there's no way. This is your rebuttal. Yo, Myron, for real, yo, this is your audience. You're doing all of this to cater to these idiots, man. You're so pathetic, man. Oh my god. So pathetic. Dogs welcome Muslims not. So this is like basically this is like the audience of Myron. You know, and this is off just one post. Imagine like all the other posts that Myron did about Islam, you know? And I just wanted to make this video just to point out that Myron is really catering to, as I said in my last video, he's really catering to a bigoted, hateful group of people that are very stupid, you know? As you saw, like those people are pretty much brain dead. They're using like the pettiest of insult to try to piss off the Muslims or whatever. Myron is basically dropping on his knees and slurping them for what, man? He's so pathetic, man. I don't know what to say. Anyway, this is gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. That's gonna be even more spicier than this one. See you next time.